Welcome back to the Fantasy Football Formula. This is week 8 of the NFL season and the DFS slate. We're talking about the DraftKings main slate. We're going to go position by position, giving you our 5 favorite players at each position, then build a Millie Maker lineup. Cashed last week, right?
Money.
We did.
Yeah. Bought
In
us
the
2
money.
more
Doubled
weeks.
up. Doubled up.
That lineup, we made some pivots. So like the one we built, we did swap off of Lamb and I forget who else, and we got Juju in there, which was big.
That was huge.
But yeah, it was a Herbert stack still, and that like we could have really shot up the leaderboards there if like Mike Williams didn't get injured at the end.
Yeah.
Rough. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and start off at quarterback. Interesting slate here. We have some quarterbacks that were that we have to talk about. Corey's all excited. They have him priced all the way at the minimum, but we'll start at the top. It's an interesting slate because of this reason. You have all the way Jalen Hurts at 8-3, and then you have a starting quarterback down at 4, Sam Ellinger. So, and then there's some in between here that we're going to discuss. So it makes for an interesting way you build a roster, depending on which way you go here.
Yeah, I can't remember the last time there's only been 2 quarterbacks over 7K.
Yeah, there's a lot of the good ones are on those those primetime slates this week.
Yep.
Okay, so starting off at the top, what do you guys have here?
I mean, I think you have to consider playing Jalen Hurts and some of your lineups. 8,300 against the Pittsburgh Steelers defense, who is not good. We coming into this year, like they had a decent defensive line, but no Watt anymore, so it like that hurts them. And then their secondary was supposed to be okay. It wasn't like terrible, but they've been just getting obliterated. And you have Jalen Hurts, who's one of the best fantasy quarterbacks right now, going against their team. 8,300, I think, is a misprice. I think he should be closer. Yeah, I think he should be closer to like maybe 87. But yeah, I like Jalen Hurts at 8,300. I'm sure you guys do too.
Yeah, I like him. He's like a quarterback. There's one usually like I don't like any plays on the Pittsburgh side. Sometimes I like the pass catchers because I typically think they're going to always be playing from behind because I think they're horrible. But there is a cheap player we'll get to later that I think is a pretty good run back just because of his price tag. But yeah, I like Jalen Hurts this week. I usually like single stacking him because he rushes for so many touchdowns. So just pick one of Goddard, Smith, or Brown. But yeah, I like Hurts this week against the Steelers coming off a bye.
Yeah, I mean, he kind of feels like an obvious choice, but for me, I'm expecting the Arizona-Minnesota game to be the shootout of the week. So a lot of my strategy this week is built around Kyler Murray and Kirk Cousins. And I also love the bring back options for both of those. So I'm either playing Jefferson and D-Hop and pretty much both of the strategies. It's a little expensive, but they're kind of, I'm just riding that game. And if it hits, it's going to be great.
Yeah, I love it.
I'm with you there for sure.
Yeah.
Another one that we mentioned being a potential shootout on last show, Vegas, New Orleans. If you like Carr and Devontae at all, obviously Dalton, you're gonna have to go down a little bit to get, but another game that potential shootout implications for.
Yeah, so all of these quarterbacks there's one more that I'll get to in my player pool. Kind of wedged in the middle there, but Kyler and Kirk Cousins, I agree with Nick. I like the Saints and Raiders game to shoot out, but I liked it more if Winston was playing more than Dalton. Like I think he just has more of that speed. He speeds up the games with those deep bombs like Olave, and it can just set up for a really high scoring game. Andy Dalton, I have more interest in actually Carr than Andy Dalton. But I really like that Vikings Arizona game, and Kyler is one that I will double stack a little bit, but I like single stacking him more with Hopkins. And then Kirk Cousins, I think Jefferson will be on every Kirk Cousins team, but I do like adding in Thielen or Irv Smith. We'll get to tight ends, but yeah, I like double stacking Cousins because he doesn't really rush for any touchdowns.
One more before you talk about my boy. I also kind of like Tua in his
Yeah,
spot.
he was my last one.
Yeah, at 6,200 against Detroit's terrible defense. He has the two best pass catchers, arguably, in the NFL on his team. And, some weeks it's Hill and then, or it's Waddle. It's only been 1 week. It's been both of them, but you've seen it before that he can get both those players to their ceiling. So I really like Tua. And I think this could also be a very high scoring game. Which may go over. I don't know if it'll go overlooked because Detroit has been playing a lot of high scoring games, but they also haven't been scoring a lot of points. So maybe people will move off of it and pivot to the Cardinals Vikings game. But I really like Tua at this spot.
I love Tua this week. I mean, he's really affordable too.
Yep.
And you just know who to stack. It is like Tyreek is priced up high enough to where, yeah, well, it's hard to double stack him, but I do think like it's just you're picking one of those two, and that's all you really need to do. Like It's really easy to stack him. Yeah, I absolutely love Tua, and then Detroit. I think you want to run it back because Detroit in the early beginning of the season they were playing in some high scoring games, and I think they have
they've been injured too, right? Like Swift's been out the last couple of
months.
Amon-Ra. They played like one series last week, so and both of those guys are back. I'm pretty sure for this week.
Yeah, they if they have everyone healthy, I like not necessarily playing golf, but at least playing one of those pieces against
good run back.
Yeah, love that. And that's it for we just went through all those were my 5 guys.
Yeah, that's all the quarterbacks we're talking about. No, that's it, right?
No.
Yeah,
that's not it.
All right, we can. Those were Now we can get Corey. Are you go ahead and talk about them, and then we'll discuss for cash games versus tournaments.
Yeah, I mean, obviously for cash games, Sam Ehlinger is basically a lock at 4,000 because there's so many more pieces you can fit into the game or into your lineup with him at your quarterback. And he has a rushing upside. He showed it in the preseason. The Colts offensive line, I thought they figured it out last week. Obviously, they didn't figure it out. So I feel like having a mobile quarterback back there like Sam Ehlinger. I'm not saying he's like the best mobile quarterback in the league. I'm just saying that he can move and he can get out of the pocket and make plays. So at 4,000, I am so excited because I will be playing him. I think, I mean, honestly, he honestly could be the winning quarterback in a large field tournament because if he puts up, say, 16, 18 points, again, what it allows you for
that's not enough.
But what it allows you in your roster construction is, I mean, absurd. Like you can get up to high end running backs, high end receivers with him at 4K.
You might be able to win a small field tournament, but I do not think you can win a large field tournament with Sam Ehlinger. You need the pretty much every week in the large field tournaments, the raw points, highest scoring quarterback at the position, because there's always a cheap receiver or someone that reaches their ceiling that is paired with that quarterback. You need raw points at the end of the day. And I don't think Ehlinger can outscore Hurts, Kyler, Carr to raw points wise. I do agree he's the cash game quarterback, and that's how I'll get my Ehlinger exposure this week. He's great. He gets you 15 or 16 points in cash games. That's perfect. That's all you want because you need to beat 50% of the field. Don't play this guy in tournaments.
I'm playing him in tournaments, baby.
No.
I am.
You're gonna burn your money, Corey, or at least play a small field tournament with it. Don't play a large field.
I'll play a single entry. I'll play a bunch of single entry tournaments with him as my quarterback.
Okay,
it's gonna happen.
Don't play him in the Millie Maker. Is all I'm saying.
I'll probably play him in one of my Millie Maker
I'm probably still gonna do it.
Not in our lineup. I'll tell you. If we play, it's just lighting money on fire.
All right, let's move it on.
Yep.
Who'd you stack him with too?
Harris Campbell.
Okay.
Oh Jesus, no.
Gosh. All right, moving on to running backs. This is when I first looked at running backs this week, I was thinking this is a 4 wide receiver week for me. I was gonna do it, but now some injuries, possibly with Zeke, like it's starting to open things up to where, there could be some fairly good running back plays. All right, starting at the top.
King Henry.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
He's my
King
non-negotiable
Henry.
this week.
Yes. Yeah, last 3 games, 22 carries, 28 carries, 30 carries, all over 100 yards and 3 touchdowns.
And now they're
Against-
playing the worst run defense in the
league.
league, allowing an average of like 164 yards a week. You got to beat up Tannehill. Their receiving core's crippled, and it's just a no-brainer. I think you got to pay up this week for King Henry. Like Alex was saying, he's got the volume. He's, ripping 20, 30 points a game. I think this is going to be one of those breakouts that we know from King Henry.
Tractor Cedo season in full effect.
Yep.
Yeah, Henry's probably my. There's another. I basically, it's for me. It's like I want to get either Henry or Saquon.
I was just gonna say I like Saquon a lot too.
Yep.
Against Seattle.
Yeah.
Like I want one of those two guys. Like those are like the 2 expensive running backs that I'm going towards this week, and I want to try to get at least one of them in every lineup.
Yeah, something I was excited about last week is Derrick Henry had a few targets as well. So
Yeah,
if they
he did.
start peppering him with
that
with
happened
Tannehill,
last year.
yeah, remember? Yeah. So I think that could start happening again. I think he had 3 catches last week. So he gets 5 catches on top of 150 yards, 2 touchdowns. You're in the money.
Do we
This
think
could be a 200-yard rushing game, one of his classic, like just truck season. Just no one stopping him on Houston. Like,
yeah.
do we know is Tannehill playing? Or is it Malik?
We don't know that yet.
It's still up in the air.
Is he?
I don't know that it actually
think it
even matters.
I actually think I think he's a great play with Tannehill. With Willis, teams are going to actually have to worry about maybe putting a spy on Willis too. So it's like it could help Henry even more because you have the teams have to worry about his.
Vrabel's not an idiot either. Like he's not going to put a rookie QB in his first start in a bad position when you've got King Henry behind you.
Yeah.
I think him being a mobile quarterback also helps Henry.
Where? Yeah. Oh, so Willis isn't the bare minimum. He's 5K.
He's 5. Yeah, I don't know if you necessarily.
That's one you got to watch.
Yeah,
going into Sunday, obviously. What do we think about? There's some injury news today with Zeke.
Yeah, so Pollard would be like I know I'm saying Henry's like my favorite expensive play, but he can't be my favorite play due to his price. Like Pollard at his price is
6,100
would be projected for like as many points as Derrick Henry, and he's only like 6K or whatever.
Yeah,
like a complete lock for me if Zeke's out.
Yeah. I mean, Chicago, the Bears have had trouble against the run all year, so I don't hate that either. And he catches a ton of passes out of the backfield.
Yeah,
like he's just a volume monster if Zeke's not in.
Like he get like 20 something carries and like 5 targets. I mean, against love Pollard if Zeke's out.
The fact that Zeke came back in that game was absurd.
I thought he like tore an ACL or something.
He got
that was a bad one.
Like speared into his kneecap.
Yeah, it was an ugly one.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, oh god, he's done. Because I had Zeke lineups, and then he comes back and scores 2 touchdowns. So like,
that's the thing. Even like I kind of was on little Zeke towards the end of the week last week, and I did play him. But even with 2 touchdowns, he scored 17 fantasy points.
Yeah, I mean,
I can't.
They're all from the 1 yard line.
The rest of the year again after that.
Yeah. Another piece or another running back that I like. It's obviously piecing with one of the quarterback plays I like. Raheem Mostert at 5,900 against Detroit is a solid play. They actually figured out how to run the ball last week against a shitty team, and now they come up against another really bad rush defense. It just worries me. Like I love the Dolphins this week. I really do. But like it could go the complete opposite way and just the receivers eat and he doesn't. So like that's one scary thing. Obviously I'll have multiple lineups. I'm not just making one. But if you're just making one lineup with Dolphins in it, I think I'd rather play the pass catchers. But Raheem Mostert at 5,900 is a steal.
Yeah,
so are we sure that Chase Edmonds' season is over?
Yeah,
right?
McDaniels loves Mostert.
Yeah, Mostert was clearly the number one guy last week.
Yeah, came from his system. He's coached him before, and anytime he came in, what's his name? You just said it, Nick. Who?
Chase Edmonds.
Chase Edmonds. Anytime he just looked slow. He couldn't catch the ball out of the backfield. He did not look good.
Mostert's very fast.
Yeah, he looks so fast.
This is completely like kind of off topic, but he'd be really good in that system. Kareem Hunt. Dude, Kareem
Hunt's gonna get dealt. Like
I know, and
I wonder if the Bills go get him.
Yeah, because they missed out on CMC. They might.
Yeah. That's someone we didn't mention CMC. How much do we think he's a full go still? Or
not yet?
I do think he might be a full go, but the Rams are incredibly good.
Run defense. Yeah.
My last guy was Dameon Pierce.
Yeah, I like him. I also like DeAndre Swift this week, kind of going off that Miami game.
Yeah.
He's been banged up. He hasn't played for a few weeks. So I think this is probably the cheapest we get him at $6,800. I mean, he was putting up 20, 30-point games earlier in the year. He gets a lot of pass work, and they might need to catch up. So I could see him getting a lot more volume in the pass catching game, opposed to just straight up running this week. So I like that upside.
Is there anyone that you guys are completely fading? Like any big names? Like I'm looking at Ken Walker.
Yeah, I'm fading.
I don't like him this
after
week.
the last couple of weeks, and just like all the hype behind him right now, especially in
he's
that Giants D line is pretty good.
I agree. Like Kenneth Walker should get some ownership this week too, and he's like one of my big. I won't play a single Kenneth Walker lineup.
Yeah.
My fade is Josh Jacobs at 7,500.
Oh, I agree with that. I like that too.
Yeah, he's come off like
so hype.
Yeah, he's come off like 2 or 3
30 plus games.
Yeah.
He was the only reason I hit the Millie Maker last week. I was in the money because of Josh Jacobs.
In the money.
In the money. You gotta just pay for your week,
Play the 45% owned Jacobs in the money.
Well, the one guy I'm fading this week, who I've been playing in the weeks past, is Ramondre Stevenson. Damian Harris is coming back into presence in that backfield, so going back to kind of a committee. So I think that limits his upside, and I don't love the matchup against the Jets run D. So
no, I mean,
it's just not where he feasts.
No, I agree with you there, but like Harris came in and he did not look good.
He's still hurt.
He's still hurt for sure.
I know,
but
he was supposed to miss like 4 weeks.
Yeah, sorry, I guess the bigger problem for me though is the Patriots don't know who their quarterback is. So I kind of think that offense is going to fall flat for a couple weeks till they figure it out.
I saw someone say Mac Jones took 90% of the snaps.
It'll be Mac.
He's going to start.
What is Belichick doing,
dude? That is the worst thing you can do to a quarterback.
Yeah,
I know he
literally
told him
confidence.
It's the least Belichick move of all time. Like that's something you see the Bears do.
Yeah. It's like, you're not playing good.
Poorly run or good. Yeah. But also like, that wasn't great from the Patriots fans either. Like literally one drive and they're already chanting for Zappy. Like
that's brutal.
This is your first round draft pick. You're basically booing from one drive.
Patriots fans are relentless.
That was
And then Zappy looked. I mean, he had 2 short fields.
Good.
That was
he had 2 short fields, but then he sucked in the second half.
Terrible in the second half, and that one to Devontae Parker was not a good pass.
No.
I'm kind of
at the end of the day, he got himself a nice $7 million contract.
Oh, he's going to be in the league for a while.
Yeah, he's going to be a good backup for a while. Yeah. So hats off to Zappy. He had a good year.
Yeah.
All right.
But I agree. I like the fade Ramondre call. Like he's one, like unlike Jacobs and the other Kenneth Walker, where I won't play him at all. I do think play a little bit, but I'll be like way underweight because he's going to be pretty high owned, I think.
Yeah, all 3 of those guys are like the mid-range, like darlings right now.
And just give it to Mostert. Well, Pollard probably will be the most owned if Zeke's out, but All right, moving to receiver where slates, are made and broken. As you saw last week, I'm pretty sure the Millie Maker lineup, all they had to do, they played Burrow, I think might have been the highest owned quarterback. They played the 3 highest owned running backs in Eckler, Jacobs, and Kenneth Walker. So like running back is where you can be a little chalkier. Like it's just the volume is way more predictive. Receiver is when things like it's so hard to predict. There's so much volatility, and that's where they got a little bit different. And they took the Millie Maker down, but they played 4 of the highest owned guys like on the entire slate, and won the whole thing.
Who was their? Because they had Chase and Boyd. Who was their?
Nicole Hardman.
McCole Hardman, yeah, that was that. Like Boyd and McCole Hardman were those low owned pieces that, and Boyd was awesome. It fit his Burrow stack at a low owned piece. No one played him. And
has it ever gone through your head like, oh, I'm playing McCole Hardman, definitely going to win $1 million today?
No.
Has that ever happened to you on a Sunday morning?
It's crazy because like Corey also did it. We played a bunch of MVS and I played a bunch of Juju, and they both kind of got there. But because Hardman was so cheap and scored like the same amount,
that's the thing about the Chiefs offense on the goal line. Literally anyone can score. Like
Kelsey, like everyone.
The tackles, the guards, like anyone. I'm being
serious.
That's true.
Michael Burton, the fullback, like it's everyone.
Yeah.
It's so unless you're like MVS or Juju, like how Juju scored was he broke a tackle and like, that's how he scored. But like I'm telling you, if it's almost like a toss up in the air, like God, just get in the end zone off a long pass. Just please score. Because
what I like about it though is they're always low owned. Juju and MVS last week, super low owned, and I like that because people just avoid the situation. And I actually like that because you want exposure to the Chiefs passing attack, and most people just say, "Oh, I'm going to play Kelsey." But he's going to throw touchdowns to plenty of his receivers. And that's what I actually like a little bit out of it. It's just trying to pick the right one. So just.
All right. So top receiver, who do we like?
We already shouted out a couple. Jay Jets, Justin Jefferson, if you're playing Kirk, obviously.
Yeah. Mine's usually associated with the quarterback you're playing, like Carr, Adams.
Right.
Kirk.
We said Tyreek.
Would do it. Yeah.
I like
AJ with.
Yeah.
Dude,
I honestly think there's enough volume in the Miami offense to play Tyreek and Waddle.
It won a slate earlier this year.
It's expensive, but I think there's enough there. Yeah. So
I did that earlier this year, and I won.
With Miami, that's like if you run Waddle and Tyreek, I think you pretty much have to play a Detroit guy because there's no way like they both reach their ceilings without.
It's got to be a shootout. They got to be throwing a ton. They run a ton of plays though. So,
and I don't know if Amon-Ra St. Brown's coming back. He's in concussion protocol still. So
they said he could come back that game, but with the new.
I don't think they're going to play him. Yeah,
I don't know.
I like Hawkinson.
I like at tight end this week though too. Yeah.
But at receiver,
mid guys and lower guys.
Yeah, we like obviously the expensive guys paired with whatever quarterback that we like. It just depends whoever you're playing.
DJ Moore is still way too low at 5,300. DJ Moore.
Oh yeah, I love
that.
He's still way too. I mean, Atlanta's nothing to ride home about on defense, especially the pass.
Yeah,
and I mean, we saw what PJ Walker did with him last week.
Mm-hmm.
He's getting targets. So
like, who else is going to get targets? Like they have to throw the ball.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, speaking of big targets, one of my favorite receiver plays this week is PB's favorite guy, Chris Olave. I think he saw a stat in 50% of his games. He's seen 13 or more targets. So that's pretty great volume for any receiver.
And for one with his ADOT, like
it's the highest in the league.
And he's getting a few home run balls too. So I like that upside for 6,000 especially. So he's one of my most played players this week.
Especially with potentially no Michael Thomas.
Yeah.
Yeah, him and Jarvis are still going to be out.
And Lattimore, I think, might be out.
What about a sneaky, not sneaky, but Michael Gallup at 5K minimum? I know they're playing, not minimum, sorry, the 5K playing the Bears. The
Bears are good at the outside receivers, though.
I know they are, but like that. The thing is, though, I feel like they looked bad last week. The the passing game of the Cowboys. And him being a second receiver, like on that team, is like huge like upside there. Like at 5K, I feel like he's like sneaky, and I don't think a lot of people are going to play Cowboys pass catchers this week. I like him as like, you know, maybe not a one-off, but like not
Sprinkle him in
stacking.
there.
Yeah, just, you know, every so often when I'm building my lineups, just throw him in there. Like last week for me, that was Romeo Dubes, and he absolutely torched me. And like if I would just got a little information from PB, but like, hey, I'm going to pivot off of Doobies and go to DJ Moore, he would have helped me out to win some money. But you know, he kept that one close to his chest until after kickoff.
What was I'm supposed to do? How do I know?
No, you
Read
know,
his
you just be like,
mind,
no,
baby.
you know, we're just, you know, helping each other out. Like, hey, who do we like? Who do we like? And be like,
You didn't
as
text
soo-
me one thing.
no, we're talking about our lineups. And then like as soon as kickoff like happened, you're like, man, I'm really happy I switched off most of my lineups from Doobies to DJ Moore. I'm like,
I
you're just
literally
like,
did it with like two. I'm not kidding you. It was 11:59 a.m.
I'm just busting your balls.
I'm telling you, like it was
I
at
know.
the last second. Like I switched it. I pivoted, global swapped all of Dubes to DJ Moore with 1 minute left.
Yeah. So like I think Gallup is at same spot this week. I'm not totally in love with him, but like I do, you know, have kind of crush on him right now. So
Yeah, I kind of like Rondell Moore, Hunter Renfrow.
I love
more in
Rondell
that
Moore.
range.
Yeah,
Personally, I just think it's a little bit safer of a play. I see where you're at with, you know, the Cowboys. I'm just worried that Dak's not hot yet. So I like the Cardinals and what's a potential shootout game for Rondell Moore. If they isolate D-Hop, I think he could have a pretty big day. So we'll see.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Kyler. I love Kyler this week. I'm thinking because I have in my 5 receivers that I had written down, Hopkins and Rondell Moore are in it. Like the Vikings, just they don't have much speed in their secondary, and Rondell Moore runs a 4.3. So like I just think, and he's one of those big play guys. I like that game, so I really I don't know. I really like Rondell though.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna be really low owned, I think, too, at 5.1K.
Even so going down past that because you always you don't always need someone under 5K, but I was kind of looking through it and there's not really much there. Paris Campbell still sucks. Do not let the last 2 weeks fool you. He's peppered with targets from Matt Ryan. And at 45, actually, you know what? He was on the Millie Maker lineup. He was in there. But like I don't know. At 45,
he's putting up 20 plus points and under 4K. So
I know maybe he's healthy now.
Great play.
Maybe he's healthy now. I don't know, but I've watched him barely watched him for the last 2 years because he's been hurt all the time. But at 4,500, I'd rather go down, even further. And man, can we get a Nico Collins just like
he's out.
He is?
Pretty sure he's out this week.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh, he isn't participating in practice. Damn it.
Where's Wan'Dale Robinson? How expensive is he?
He's cheap. He's like 4.
He's gonna see some of what's that guy's name? Woolen.
Yeah. He's a top 5 coverage guy right now.
Yeah.
Here he is. 4,700.
What about I think one guy that could go overlooked, and like Bradley Roby's out for this. Like the Saints secondary is like wrecked right now. Like, and Renfro, like we like that Raiders game. Like I think
Hollins.
You're
talking about Hollins?
No, Renfro.
Oh, Renfro was not. Mac Hollins was playing over Renfro and 2 wide receiver sets. I know Renfro is like the slot guy, but like even last year, Renfro was like always in like the receiving options. And I was watching that game and he was not playing that much. I don't know if because Mac Hollins is a better.
I think he also is still coming off the injury a bit.
I don't know. I think I'd rather play Mac Hollins than Renfro, I think.
Okay. Do you think if DK doesn't play Marquise Goodwin at 4,400?
I can't go back to him.
It's just a one-off.
I can't.
No, thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just.
That's kind of for me. I do think the cheap receivers do kind of suck this week.
Yeah.
Like they really suck.
On the tight end?
Yeah, on the tight end. I think you got to pay down here. Like you really do. I think there's no one to really even pay up for actually, but you have to. Like I think just you want to get one of those expensive running backs, at least one of those good receivers.
All right, get it out of the way, PB. Let's hear it.
I mean, I have
4K
this year.
4K.
Who are you putting in your lineup, PB?
I mean, yeah, Kyle Pitts is at 4K might be my favorite tight end play. Like who? Okay, all right. Who in that price range has his talent that can get just as many targets as him? Doesn't have his upside because Kyle Pitts is a freak and like can blow any of these tight ends just completely out of the way. I'm just saying on a shitty tight end week where you don't have Kelsey, you don't have Waller, you don't have Kelsey, you don't have Andrews, you don't have any of these guys. What's one guy that can literally just torch everyone and leave them in the dust that you just have to have? It's Kyle Pitts.
I mean, he has all these things. So you just the quarterback.
I get it,
dude. They don't throw the ball. They don't throw the ball in Atlanta.
Mariota throws the ball 12 times a game.
Yeah,
I get it. But
he hasn't broken 200 yards this year.
But we're gonna go through tight ends
all year.
What are tight ends that you guys
mentioned?
like?
Irv Smith.
I love
3,500.
Yeah, someone who's more touchdown dependent. I feel better about than paying 4K for the name.
Okay, Irv Smith. Let's just go through 4 targets, 5 targets, 4 targets, 2 targets. Like this is what I'm talking about. And who's more talented, Irv or Kyle Pitts? It's Irv. It's Kyle Pitts.
I mean, Irv Smith did go to Alabama. He's pretty talented.
He's talented. I like Irv Smith. I like him this week. And a lot of my cousins' lineups, like I'll have Irv.
Your cousins' lineups?
That was really
your Kirk Cousins lineups.
Yeah, my Kirk Cousins. Sorry.
I mean,
got me there.
I like Higbee for me at that price range. 4K.
I don't like it with the matchup. I don't like the Niners linebackers.
Still gets a lot of volume.
Dude, last time he played. Hang on. Wait.
Give me a better play than Pitts.
Last time he played the 49ers, he had 14 targets, 10 receptions. Higbee did because the issue with the Rams offensive line.
DMC wasn't on the. That's Higbee. Sorry, I don't know why I'm talking.
Stop. The issue with the Rams offense is they have no offensive line. And so Matthew Stafford has to throw the ball so quickly.
Yeah.
And who runs the most shallow routes in the entire league? Any position. It's the tight end. Tight ends are the safety valves. And I like Higbee. Nick, I think that's a great call.
He's in my pool. You're going to pay $200 more for Higbee in a bad matchup than Pitts in a decent matchup? Like that?
Because
40 times more talented than Higbee.
I don't care who's more talented. I want the person who's going to get the targets and the volume. Atlanta doesn't throw the ball enough to make Pitts a relevant fantasy player this year.
That's the worst part of this whole argument is PB's going to bring up Kyle Pitts every single week.
I know.
And there will be 1 week where it actually hits, and we'll never hear the end of it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Okay, all beginning of the year, everyone was on Kyle. He was 20% owned. He was 25. He was 15%.
Yeah.
Everyone was
before we knew what the Falcons' offense was going to look like.
I get it, but now you're getting him at his cheapest price all year against the Carolina Panthers when
should be cheaper.
A lot of actually, I do think people might end up coming around to Pitts because they're going to be doing what I did, and they're like Gesicki 3.8, Irv Smith 3.5, Freiermuth 3.9, Higbee 4.2, and they're like Kyle Pitts at 4K. Like they're just going to click his name because of who he is, and it's going to suck if he does get higher owned because I don't want that, but I think he's the best tight end play.
I would love if he was higher owned. I mean, that's better leverage for me. Even the game that he did get a touchdown, he only scored 10 points total. Here's the thing. We're building a lineup to win $1 million. We're not building a franchise that's based off talent. We're going fantasy points.
Yes,
baby.
but the guys
I don't care about his talent. I'll take Higbee.
Okay, Higbee. Has he ever scored enough points to win $1 million maker this year? No. The most points he's had is 17 when he was priced at 4.4. That wouldn't have won you anything.
Okay.
Well, it's 4,300 if we're being exact, but
all right, let's get into the lineup because
so the only tight ends you can come up with, just to confirm, were Higbee and Irv Smith as better plays than Kyle Pitts.
I like Juwan Johnson.
I like Dalton Schultz.
All right, let's just build it because obviously tight ends just went down the crapper and we didn't help anyone out.
What game do we like? The funny thing is we had like the exact same quarterback. Like we literally picked the same guys, I feel like, for quarterback.
Yeah, we did. So which do we like out of, was Kyler,
That's
Tua,
my
Kirk,
favorite game.
Carr.
I say we paid down. I'd rather pay
I
down.
like Kyler or Kirk. Those would be my votes.
I was gonna
Kyler.
say Kirk, but I also like Tua.
Yeah.
I
Tua
really
could be
like
really
Tua,
fun.
dude.
I
I
like
don't mind
Tua,
Tua
too.
at all.
Okay, I have Tua's in my pool.
Because there's some expensive running backs that I would rather pay for than get Kyler Murray.
I just like the run
unfortunately.
backs in the. Now I think we have
Yeah.
because I like so Hawkinson was the one tight end that if you guys said like I really like him compared to Pitts, I would have been like okay because I do think
did say that.
Hawkinson. Oh
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I'd
Sorry.
play Hawkinson in this line.
Okay, all right,
Hawkinson
all right.
is a very
Just
good
lock him in.
talent, and yeah, I like Hawkinson.
Yeah, I mean
We gotta keep an
Yeah.
eye on him, but so are we going
doing-
Mostert and a receiver? Are we going
No,
two
no.
receivers?
I think
I
we
think
do
we
one
do
receiver,
Jalen Waddle.
one or two receivers. If we do receiver, I like Tyreek.
Yeah,
We could do
I
both.
like some
You guys want
expensive
both.
running backs, so I kind of vote Waddle.
We could still get an expensive running back.
with both of those guys, no, we couldn't.
No, but that's why I'm okay with just doing like two at a Tyreek. But
Okay, I think this could be a Tyreek game, anyways.
Okay.
Okay.
yeah, we could probably get Henry in there, right?
Yeah, we gotta play Henry.
Yeah.
And then like you want to predict Zeke being out here?
Yeah, I think so. Because
I think for now, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I
then
like that.
We can keep an eye on it going into Sunday.
Oh man.
Let's try to get a defense in here. The Cowboys at 4K, I do love. Sorry, that lineup in this lineup, but
I kind of like the Raiders.
No, and that game's gonna shoot
It's
out.
got shootout potential.
I like the Commanders, but
Shut
I
up.
think I think they're the cash game defense, so I think they'll be the most popular defense, and I don't want to play that actually.
I think that this Tennessee Houston game, not that we would
I like
take
the Texans.
but
we can't with Henry.
Yeah.
yeah.
What about
I think that's going to be a low scoring game.
Yeah.
Other than I think Derrick Henry is going to go off, but as a whole, as the game,
What about in that 3K ish range? Dang. Yeah, it's getting a little go up though.
Panthers,
No.
Jets.
where are the Colts at?
Yeah, I like the Colts.
3,700.
I do like the Colts though.
Ooh, what about the Patriots? I mean, the Jets' offensive line's pretty beat up.
Yeah, but I just don't think the Patriots defense is that good, and they're playing away.
The Jets.
Dude, it's the
Same
Jets.
Their
They
defense
just
is
lost
good.
Brees Hall. Like,
Yeah.
I think
It's their defense, though. I'm not
For
worried about
3K.
offense.
Wait, hey,
For
on.
that price, I mean,
What's the he's not a rookie anymore, but I was gonna say
What
but-
about the Eagles? Just put the Eagles against the Steelers,
yeah. I
or the
mean,
Cowboys against
where
the
are we gonna get
Cowboys
cheap
Pollard stack. Or I'm fine with the Eagles. Like the Pittsburgh Steelers suck.
but I know, but we were supposed to save money here.
Yeah, but
yeah.
we still
That's why I
got.
like to save the $900 for a good player.
Or I mean, we could come off Tyreek and just go to Waddle if we really want.
Do we want to put Chris Olave in here if we like the shootout potential of that game? I think it's kind of for his price, he's probably one of the best plays.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go.
But, okay, but now we need we need two cheap receivers. And there's nothing there that we had you can go either Renfro or Matt Collins.
You got Rondale Moore there too.
Rondale Moore.
Yeah,
you got to get one.
I feel like we
cheaper,
want to
guy.
get a piece of that Arizona Cardinals game. What's KJ Osborne? I mean, I know
He's
he
like
has
4K,
Well,
What about Wan'Dale Robinson?
what's he been doing?
42.
Like
He's been
I-
absolutely.
Nah, he's not
Not
been doing
great.
good.
I mean, yeah, I like Rondell, but can we fit him?
I mean, he's wide receiver 1 for 4K. So against the Seahawks,
Who?
Wan'Dale Robinson.
Dude,
He's
they have
7.
he's gonna see that corner.
Yeah, I don't like
I don't
Wandell
like
at all
that.
this week.
What? All right.
Let's see if there's any like just diamonds down here that we completely like.
Garrett Wilson, no.
It's pretty rough. Like it's so hard to pay. No.
Dante
No,
Pettis.
that's what I'm saying. Hang on.
Robbie Anderson. Are we
Greg
going
Dortch. Oh,
No.
Robbie Anderson could be kind of a fun one.
against?
Dude.
This is what the Vikings are so like
slow.
they're so slow. This is why I like Rondell more, but man,
Even
Robbie,
cheaper.
this could be Robbie week.
It could be the week, Corey. It could be
No.
the week.
We could
God.
all of the money we've lost on him, he could bring it back to us.
I think we might have to try.
No, like no
Let's see
one's
what
gonna
we
play
got.
him.
Click
either.
it.
3,800 left. Oh,
And we
Go
still,
down
yeah,
to
I was
the-
gonna say we still only have 3,800.
That's what I'm
we're
saying.
going lower on defense.
Yeah, you have to.
Go get who was that 3K that we liked?
I don't like
Patriots.
Patriots. They're fine.
Last
They're
week we
fine.
did this with the Titans, and we would have just gone with the. Oh, I hate the Patriots
All
defense.
right, the Titans was a bad call. I'll admit that.
Yeah, Titans versus Giants. Oh, we would have.
We could get them
I took the
bring back to the
Giants
Raiders.
defense.
We can go either Hunter Renfro or Mac Hollins.
No, we need to go down to get Renfro.
What?
Renfro's 4.9, I think.
Okay.
Who's
You
who
can
are
get
the
Mac.
Steelers playing with Pickens?
Mac Collins.
I
What,
mean,
what did
dude.
he do last week? He probably got like 3 targets, bro.
Sideshow Bob looking. We'd have both Sideshow Bobs in the lineup.
Come
Robbie
on,
Anderson.
we can't
and
play
Mac
Robbie
Hollins.
and Mac Collins. Like, no way.
What about
Uh,
Pickens?
Pickens we
No.
can afford.
I
He's
don't love him.
definitely
Against the
getting the look.
Eagles.
Yeah, against the Eagles, no way. Just kidding.
Yeah.
Can we go farther down at defense, please? Like farther, like anyone just to get lower so we can pay up for a guy.
All right, we can't do the Lions because we were stacking them.
No.
I mean, the
I don't even
Commanders,
hate the Bears.
Commanders against Ellinger. Like the thing is though, if
Yeah.
they're the highest owned defense, which I think they will be, maybe we come off of Henry, we play Saquon, and we play the Texans defense.
I just like playing the Commanders defense. I like our lineup right now.
What about the Rams defense?
What does that give us if we
I
play
actually
the
don't mind the
Commanders?
Rams defense. I'll say that. I don't mind the Rams defense.
I think
I would rather play the Commanders. Ellinger's going to make 1 or 2 mistakes.
Nick, they're gonna be like so high owned. You cannot-
You even
but the
said
Rams
last
could
week
get
the guy
the
played-
Rams could get
he
lit
played
up.
No, not the
Oh,
highest. He didn't play the
okay.
highest. The highest owned defense was the Jets, and they scored 4. They did not. He did not play the highest owned defense.
The Rams could get lit up though, in my opinion.
I know
Yeah.
Debo might be out.
It doesn't matter. Then McCaffrey's just going to be thrown into the mix.
McCaffrey is not a game changer.
Okay,
They're not
No,
taking
stop,
a game
stop,
off
stop.
against this
Okay,
divisional team.
We
I
have
like the Rams personally.
I
I
would
vote commies.
I don't mind this. I don't even. Well, no. I
okay.
don't. Not the Commanders. I love the Commanders, and they'll be my cash game defense. But you cannot play them in a tournament.
All right. Let's hit the Rams then.
All right.
5,000. Doesn't make it
Still gross.
Renfro.
It's a Renfro.
Yeah. I would do Renfro or Gallup, but
And then we have the stack of the Vegas New Orleans game. We have a piece of the Minnesota game.
Good lineup.
all right,
That's
lock
it.
it in. Because we're
Robbie
just,
Anderson for the monies.
God damn it! I can't believe he's in there. Look at him.
We'll probably.
Look at that stupid fuck.
You know what's
Sideshow
crazy
Bob.
though?
Bob.
If we paid down for Pitts, could have had some more money.
Did you guys see that video of Robbie Anderson after he got tossed from the game?
No.
Something.
Robbie Anderson, it's crazy that player has probably lost me more money than any player.
Yeah, and here we are again, just
Yeah,
playing him again.
I don't know why it's him too.
How many
Always-
times can you touch a hot stove? I don't know.
Yeah,
Somehow it always comes down to like
Kyle Pitts.
I feel like we have to go back in and play Kyle Pitts.
There we
Okay.
go.
All right, let's end it.
And that's
Let's
the end of the episode.
Jesus, so
All right.
downhill.
Thank you for watching.
See you guys
Like and subscribe.
if you like it.